I don't know. What about this? Not really. Okay, yeah, I like that. Alright. Hello, everybody. So, I'm gonna be doing my weapons here. I'll try to make it like that. Okay. So, I have the paper right here. I should probably put in a tag to the alternate YouTube channel. So I'm just gonna try to figure out how to do that. Okay. I don't know how to add links to a YouTube channel. Alright, today we're going to try to figure out how to do this. Where's my keyboard scuffed? Okay. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Let's try that. Nightbot website. Okay, commands. Custom add command. Okay. YouTube. Okay. Now I just gotta find my YouTube channel. So first of all, I could do mine. Okay. Sorry if this is boring for now. That's my alarm. Stop. Okay. So main channel. Control V. Origami channel. Now I gotta find that one. Okay. That should work. Alright. Okay. Now, hopefully the music shouldn't be too loud. Okay. So now, we need to look up AWP. Because that's the one I was going to make. An Origami AWP. Oh, okay, that makes more sense. Now I gotta actually show my display capture. What? Why? Okay, hold on. I just wish it would let me show it. Okay, so that's main. I guess I can just do that. Okay. Yep, I want to remove that. Why isn't it letting me remove it? Holy shiz, OBS is actually so glitchy. Remove. Yes, I would like to remove it. Thank you, douchebag. Okay. So, this is like gonna be my reference image. So, yeah. I'm gonna add the bipod. It's not gonna be perfect, but it's gonna be good. Because this is one of my better designs. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Alright. So, let's get cracking. For this one, you need a 14x14, which is one of the harder ones to do. So, go ahead and start it. So, I guess my hands are kind of rotated weird. What you want to do is you want to fold it diagonally like this. Okay. And then what you want to do is fold that corner in like that, so it meets that line. And then one more time. This is probably one of the harder parts of the thing because it's pretty precise and you gotta. It mainly just takes practice. But once you have this, crap. I'm trying to remember if I'm doing this right. I might actually just be doing this straight up wrong. But I'm pretty sure you needed to do this. Okay, hold on. I gotta look up how to make a 7x7 grid again. A 7x7 grid. That's right, I'm dumb. Okay. So, I'll cut that out, and we'll just go from here. So, once you're at this, right here, with these lines, you want to fold it diagonally across the other way. Just like that. It might not be exactly perfect because I suck and I haven't been doing this for a while. So now that you have your alignment like this, what you need to do is you need to make a fold from going on from this line. Maybe I should get a pencil or something. Going from this line, or this X right here, all the way to the corner. And it's got to be pretty precise. So I'll just try to show that. Might be actually too right. Let's help. Okay. I think you guys can still see it just fine. Maybe if I flip it over. I just want to make sure it actually shows up on camera. Okay. So yeah, once you're got this point and this point, you just want to fold it like this. And so you'll see I'll bring it closer to the camera in just a second. Okay. I've got it pretty aligned right there. So you'll see that oh shoot. That's how I made the line. I did it from the middle of this X to the corner of the paper right here. And now what you need to do is where this line starts, or ends on this side, where it's slightly above the corner, you want to make it, you want to fold it so it's a straight line, and so it goes across like that. So now we're going to do that. I'm trying to make this precise because getting these first folds precise is, depending on how good you get them, it can totally affect the build later. And now what I like to do is I like to fold it in half long ways. Once I'm like going along with this line right here, you want to fold it in half, just so that you have a reference point for how you should be folding this. The problem with a lot of mine. The bases are actually the hardest part sometimes. Okay, so I'm gonna get this, and what you want to do is you want to try to, because I'll see if I can get a pencil actually. 1 second. Or like a pointer. Okay. So the way it works is you want to have it so that when this is folded over, you get one section, I'm estimating right here, about 2 right here, and then a half. And that way it'll add up to 7, because under this one you got 1, 2, 3, and then a half. And that adds up to 7. And it's still pretty hard to get right. It mainly just takes practice, but you should be able to guesstimate pretty decently. So I'm flipped it over and I'm folding it back over along this edge so that this edge right here is flush with that. Is flush with the fold. Okay, so like that. And then I'm gonna try to do it on the other side. And what you want to do is you might have to brute force it a bit, but where the fold is in the middle, jeez, it's bright. Okay, hold on. I hate dark video quality. It sucks. Okay, let's just do it like this thing. Okay, so what it should be is when you fold this over, again, on this side, when you fold this right here, when you fold it, you want it so that the line we folded in half, where like the half of the, where it marks half of the paper, you want it to be right in the middle of like this strip right here. Which is kind of hard to explain, but you just want this middle line to be in the middle right here of like this. That's like as good as my explanation's gonna get. It's kind of hard to do this stuff, but yeah. And you might have to brute force it. It might have to make it so it's not gonna line up perfectly, and that's fine because my style of origami is messy anyway. But yeah. I got it pretty good right here, actually. Like, if I bring it closer, you can see... Oh, shoot, no you can't, because the frickin' thing is insanely... There we go, that's much better lighting. Hopefully it's not like doing any weird imaging things. So, we should now have this. Frick, it's hard to show. Okay. We should now have this around. Man, okay, the video quality is just really weird. I might have to start trying to hook up my phone as a source. Okay. Yeah. So, this is what it should look like. And then, you just kind of keep zigzagging it over, and you want to keep it as even as possible. And don't worry if it's not entirely precise, because this part is one of the harder parts. Probably spent way too long explaining that, but along that line, you just want to keep folding it over. And like with this one, you can see that where it folds down right here, it's a little bit long on this part. So, like I said, you just kind of gotta brute force it. And then say it is a little bit long like that. What you want to do is you want to take the side with the biggest, edge, whether it be this edge right here or this edge right here, and you want to take that side and you want to make sure that you're giving it the mountain fold, because we're going to fold this whole thing in half so we can get our 14 sections. What you can do is if you have the edge of a table, don't bend it like straight down, just bend it at like a 15-degree angle and just run it over to strengthen that fold. And now we're going to be repeating it, but on the other way. And it might not turn out this good. This one was actually pretty lucky. But you know, what can you do? So, yeah. Now what we need to do is, yeah, we just start folding it the other way. But the nice part is about this is that you should have reference points to start folding, because you can see, like, God, it's so low quality. I just wish it would better outline the lines. I want to see if my iPhone camera doesn't. I want to see if my iPhone camera works better, because I might be able to hook that up as a source. I really should be trying to do that, I guess, instead. Okay, I'll see if I can find my tripod. That might work better. I think I lost my tripod. So I wonder if lights on makes it better. Let's try. So like I'm trying to show. It's just so white. Okay. I don't even need this. I might do better. So, what it is there's two lines right here. There's one right here, and there's one right here. And then, because you did the diagonal fold like this, along like that, there should be a spot for you to line up the diagonal fold and then the second straight fold like that. And what you want to do is that cross section, you want to move it down like this. Okay, actually this is getting ridiculous. I really just need to get a tripod with my phone camera, see if that'll work. So, yeah. There we go. Now, I'm just gonna look for my tripod for a bit, because I really need that. Sucks actually. I had the tripod and now it's gone. And I just hate having the low quality. I just actually wait. Okay. Well, I guess it's freaking lost forever in the Shadow Realm, and now we're just gonna have to make do with the crappy whatever this is cam. Okay. This big light is really dumb. Maybe that'll work better. Maybe it does. I don't know. Okay. So I'm just gonna have to cut that whole part out and be like, alright, so let's go from the top. So where, because you now have the 14 long grid, the next half should be a lot easier, because what you're gonna do is you're gonna start folding it over in the other way, like folding it like this, but you're gonna fold it where, on one of the edges you should be able to see a triangle edge and a straight edge meet, and you want to do it when it meets the second one. So like this one right here and this triangular thing meet right here. You want to go 2 over, and then you just want to fold it in half where they meet. So you'd be like this. Problem is, I also can't see it that well. Should make the directional lighting better, I guess. I don't know anymore. So yeah, you fold that along where it's supposed to be. And then from now on you can use where the points meet, where like the diagonal and the straight lines meet as reference points is where to fold. So I fold it to the part right there. And obviously, like I said, it's not going to be perfect. It's actually far less than perfect. But as long as it's within like a millimeter, you're good. Or even like a centimeter, you're fine. Just try to be careful initially. Okay. So I'm going on and I'm using the points where the diagonal lines and the straight lines meet as a reference so I know where to fold. You might be wondering, oh, which one do you want to know how to fold to? Well, you just take what reference point? What's it called? You fold it in half, like regularly, and you're just trying to get as close as you can to the size of like the initial 7 by 7 thing. Okay, this is ridiculous. I cannot. It's so hyper exposed, and I have no idea why. Let's see if I can. Properties. Okay, right now I'm just fiddling with the camera settings. That might help. Maybe not. Is the white balance gonna help? Well, now it's just changing multiple colors. Does that make it better? I'm hoping that upping the sharpness made it better. is it not letting me change these settings? Okay, so hopefully it's a lot sharper now. Okay, I gotta minimize this. Yeah, I guess that'll work better in the long run. I need less harsh lighting, I guess. Okay. So yeah. You just want to, from here, you want to keep continuing folding it over so that you get a 7 by 14 grid. And don't worry if it's not exact. You just kind of got to make do with what you get. And then, when you're ready, you want to fold that whole thing in half so you can get 14 by 14. And you do it on whichever side has more overlap on the end piece. Okay. Okay, I'm trying to use that table edge to straighten it out. Maybe I should turn this one on. No, way too bright and reflective, apparently. Okay, so now what you should have, if you've done it right, is a 14 by 14 grid. Yeah, there might have been some weirdness explaining it, but now you should have this. So now, what you need to do is you need to take each corner and run it along each edge like this, and you kind of make a square around the center using the lines I marked as things. Okay, so 1 second, I'm getting a call. Hey buddy, sorry I can't do anything right now. I'm streaming origami stuff.
You're what?
I'm streaming origami stuff.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I'm in the tutorial. Goodbye.
Bye.
Yeah. So, yeah, like I said, so for the 14 by 14 grid, you want to grab the corners and you want to run it around on this outer edge, and you want to make it a square, kind of. You want to emphasize those folds and make it so that when you're done, you should have a highlighted square. And then, just like so. Like that. And then what you want to do is flip it over and do the same thing, but on this, the next line over. So I'll do that right here. And yeah, you just run it around and make a square using those lines. Like that. And then just repeat. You flip it over and keep doing it. I need to get a tripod, or at least find my old one, because this is ridiculous. Okay. Or maybe just get a better camera. I don't know. Then for the final one, you just finish it off by highlighting that square. And then once you're in here, you crush it like that, so that it folds together. Okay, so now what you should have is a is 4 points like this, or just 4 points in general. You don't have to put them in any orientation. And a grid that's kind of blueprinted how we're going to be folding this gun. So squares like that. Put it back together. Oh my gosh, just come back together. Okay, so now that you're like this, on any of the 4 sides, it doesn't matter. We're going to do a complex fold. I'm going to have a hard time explaining this probably because the camera quality is so bad, but what you want is on any side, it doesn't matter, you want to pull out, you want to push up a middle section like this. So like, you'll see it's folded like that. If you push it up from the back side, you'll make it one long like that. And then what you want to do is open up the next part like that and do the same thing. While simultaneously, these lines right here, you're kind of pushing them in so that it can come together almost like a guy with a head. So like that. And then the next thing you need to do is on either this side or this side, you want to do the same thing you've been doing. You push it down so that you can kind of fold it around that. Like, this is the problem with my builds. They have just very weird specific folds that don't actually... that are very hard to explain. So what you should have is a slightly lopsided grid like this, and let's see if I can point. You run it along this line for 2, and then you kind of branch off into another triangle thing right here. And by the end of it, you should have a thing like this. Like, it's hard to explain, but if you do it right, you should be able to do the next move. I don't know. Like, this is one of the hardest folds I've made for teaching beginners, at least. So now what you need to do is you want to fold it in the direction you should have this little branch right here. Like, this will be where the main gun is, like this part right here, and then this part right here, this little flappy thing, will be the bipod. So what you need to do is you want to fold it up diagonally over like this, so that it kind of lays flat like that. And another thing you can do is you fold in this corner right here on the pointy edge like that. You just tuck it in. There should already be lines there. And now you should have 2 even spots on the edge of the thing like this. It almost looks like a cross. And then what you really need to do, actually I think you can do it both ways if you want to. You can fold it either direction like that. But what you're going to be doing is folding that bad boy in half like that. So you have it like this, you fold it in half like that. Gosh, dang it, okay. And it's going to take a lot of brute force to just kind of force it into place, but don't be afraid to press on it. So now what you should have is a shape like this. It's got your regular like long gun body, and then it's going to have the bipod. And now what you need to do is you need to shit, hold up. Oh, I can turn this off. So for the op, you need 5 flaps, more or less. You need, well, actually, kind of. You need 4. So you'll need 1 for the scope, 1 for the magazine. That one can be small. A long one for this little thumb hold and the other trigger thing right here, which is kind of like the ops trademark. Otherwise, it's just a regular sniper. And then you want to stock like that. So, what you need is the, push it along. You kind of do the same thing you did on that one side. On this side, you, take this part right here, where there's 2 long flaps that end in a point. You would just kind of start lifting it up along. And, this part's going to take some practice for me, because I totally forgot how to do it, so I'm just going to try to remember it. If I get it first try, I get it first try. If I don't, I'll just go back and teach it how to do it from a different spot. So you just want to keep lifting up that section. And the whole point of, like, the guns I make is you want to manipulate the grid that you have. So, yeah. Kind of do that. And then one of these is going to be the scope, and one of these is going to be the magazine, and, what is it? Trigger guard. And the magazine, I think I make it short. I make it pretty dang short. So, on the side, you want the, oh shoot, just fit together, you cuntsock. Okay, there we go. So, on the side where the bipod goes underneath, like this, where it's underneath this part, you know that that's going to be the scope. So, yeah. So you want to make sure the scope is slightly shorter. Then, the scope is going to be shorter than the handhold and the, magazine. And what I think you might be able to do is, on the side on the underneath right here, where the bipod is underneath, you want to, where this part is right here, you should be able to press it in like this and kind of make a little magazine. It just didn't work entirely. It just completely did not work just now. Okay. There we go. And now I totally forgot an essential part. This is the part that makes it kind of annoying. Well, actually, it might not be. I can't remember. Okay, I'm just gonna cut back to when I know what to do, so just don't mind me while I'm working on this. This is the problem with my designs, they're all super scuffed. Okay, but I think that's correct. Okay. So, now I have to teach you how to get to this shape along the op. So, I'm gonna undo it. I'll try to make this as coherent as possible. It's still pretty scuffed, though. It's just really about manipulating the grid. And that's how I designed all the guns in the first place. So, I'll go back to what it originally was. So, here's what you do. Much like on this side, you bring it up like this, and then you should have one extra flap right here. And then you do the exact same thing along the next section. So you'll go from this, you lift up this part, and then you push these two parts in like that. Then once you've done that, I'm pretty sure you do it on the side with the scope, and you can tell it's going to be the scope because of the bipod part is below this main line right here, or this part. The side with the scope, you want to push up one more along this side, and then so the way this fold works is so you have this, you push it up on this side right here, while simultaneously pushing down this part right here. And once you do that, you should have the start of the scope. And now for the magazine and the what's it called? The trigger guard. For right here on the side underneath the scope, you want to open it up and push up this part right here. And then what that'll do is it'll add a flap right here and then a slightly shorter flap for the trigger guard right here. And then what you need to do is a complex maneuver. I don't even know what to call it, but it's essentially where you slightly shorten this flap right here but also move it back. So that's in the correct spot. And then what you do is at the tip right here, you have to push this part down, push this part up, push this part down, and then it should collapse together like that. And it's hard to do because there's no real good way to describe it. You just kind of have to know what to do. But I'll try to do it again. You push, it's kind of like a zigzag of like those push folds I was showing. You push this part down, this part up, and then this part down, and it should fold back together. And yeah. And now for the scope, you got to kind of do the same thing. You want to push that part, push this part down, push this part up, push this part down. And I just really wish I had my tripod with my phone. That would just make this like 10,000 times easier. So now, did my freaking YouTube just stop? I hate this freaking computer. Okay. Video pause. Yes, you dumbass. Jeez. Okay. Okay. So now that you have these flaps right here, depending on what happens in a second, we're gonna have to either shorten this or lengthen this in a weird way, and that means we're gonna have to undo all of it and put it back together, which is, this is the main reason I stopped trying to like teach my origami. It's just because it's so hard to like, I don't have it written down, and it's really complicated, but it works in the end. So I mean, what are you gonna do about it? So on the side that's gonna have the scope, you can tell because it has less flaps. It's got this, but without this little extra nodule. You want to create a mountain fold, or on the other side you can create a valley fold. And this one takes brute force. You just kind of gotta force it together until it works. So you'll see me doing that right here. Okay. And you want to do it along the entire thing. So you just want to keep doing that fold until it's all flattened together. I just really wish I had a better camera. I can switch this. Hold on. Settings. Apply. Done. I wonder if that makes it 1080p. I guess we'll never know. Okay. The AWP. Probably only going to be folding the AWP today because it's just so hard to teach. Okay. So now we should have, if you've done everything correctly somehow, because the instructions are not very clear, and I'm sorry about that, you should have your entire thing folded in half, kind of, or just kind of crammed down like that, so that the bipod is sticking out underneath the thing like that. And now, what you need to do is you need to start folding the intricate details. So, for the magazine, what you can do is you bring it down like this, and then you kind of, you want to do a little reverse fold. A little inside reverse fold. Like this. So that it sticks like that. Like so. You can see all I did was I just took it, I went like that, and I pushed it like that. There's also no really precise linings from here on out, you just kind of brute force it until you get it. And then we can also do, if you want to add detail, is you can fold it slightly over like that to make like a little magazine line. Like that. And now we get to do the I think I'm gonna do the back, the stock. So what I like to do for the stock is I like to fold it down in a reverse fold. Well, actually, it's kind of weird because what you can do here is you fold it, the whole thing down, including this flap and this flap right here. You make a reverse fold. Gosh dang it, please fit together. And the point of it is so that you pull both of those down, and then what you want to do is the back fold for the stock. You lift it up, and you do another stupid fold that I invented, and I don't know what to call, where you kind of do an inside reverse fold, but not really. You only do it on one half, and then on the other half you make it go down the opposite way. So, like that. It's like the fold of shizziness. Okay. And now, if you somehow manage to do that, you have this, which is, I guess I should show it like that. You now have your, what's it called? You should have your stock, the start of the trigger guard, and your magazine right there. And the stock is a little bit shorter on the AWP, so what you can do is you can fold this in like that, and then you can slightly lift this edge right here so that it kind of points it down. Well, kind of. So you fold that bottom part in like that, and then what you can do is make it so that the stock comes out like that to a point. These are just like, right now I'm just more detailing, but these are just optional things you can do to make it more detailed. So that's the, right now that's the op, rear kind of, I don't know, man. And now I'm gonna do the scope, because I'm not excited to do the hand guard. So, what you do is you do an outside reverse fold up like this. And for the scope, you are literally just gonna do another one like that. So you should have it folded back like that. Oh gosh, I just ripped the paper. Yep, I did, because it sucks. And then you fold it back the same way, like that. Actually, I don't know. Then what you can do is, so, like I said, you fold it back straight up like this, fold it down over itself like that, then fold it over again itself like that, or inside of itself. Now you should have a scope shape, and then what you want to do is just tuck it in the sides, because, yeah, the scope looks ugly when it's big and bulky like that. And just continue folding it in. Okay. You just kind of brute force it so it's folded in half and it looks like it's being held on by the scope. And then now comes the worst part. So the op's got like a square profile on this trigger guard right here, so what you want to do is you want to fold it back like this. And then you want to... Ah, shoot. Did I mess it up? No, I didn't. Okay, we're good. And you want to fold it back in on itself like that. Actually, I might be doing this part wrong. Because it doesn't, the square profile doesn't start right there. You want to start by doing a, okay, omit what I just said. You want to do a square you want to do a outside reverse fold that goes slightly down just like that. And then that's when, this is the annoying fold that's stupid. Actually all of them are stupid, but you essentially what you do is you fold this section in half right here, like that, so that you're creating an outline for the sync fold that's about to happen. Make it thinner and more op-like. So, now you fold it in half. When you open it up, there should be a square line almost, or like a rectangular line halfway between the center line and the edges. And then what you're going to do is you're going to mount and fold that line along the edge so that you can half the size of this part of the build. Jeez, it's so bad. Okay. Now what you do is you sync fold it like that, so that is about what it should look like. You should have like that. I don't even know what to call it. And now, once you've done that awful maneuver, that is when you fold the AWP part straight up like this, relative to the scope, perpendicular to the scope. And if it's done correct, you should have a little hold right there for the AWP thumb guard. And then now, what you want to do is you want to bring it straight back down so that you can bring it back up again so you can do the, what's it called? The trigger. And see why I stopped teaching these guns, because I don't have a good setup for showing my hands, or very good to follow gun designs. Okay, now, actually I'm going to reverse the way that this folds over. Okay, and then we're going to do that. And bada bing bada boom. If you somehow manage to follow that without dying or getting mad at me for my awful tutorials, you should now have an AWP. Rear, I guess. Not all the way, but we're getting there. And the AWP actually does have kind of a long front, but not really. So what I like to do is I like to fold this in on itself, just so you can kind of shorten it, because it does not need to be that long. This front barrel, this front like part right here, and you can tuck it under the magazine, just like so. And then it didn't work because I suck at making origami weapons. Okay. So now, this is what I was afraid of. You might have made this too long, but I never know where to make it. So now we have is just this piece I folded over itself and it looks dumb and stupid. Maybe I could also just yeah, I like that idea better. Not all the way down. Okay. Okay. So, now I figured it out. What you want to do is you want to fold this like that so that the bipod gets tucked under and it's slightly closer towards the magazine. And, yeah. kind of like that. And now we gotta brute force the bipod. So what you want to do is take each bipod and you mount and fold it like that along the edges, like that, and then you kind of fold them along in each direction like that. So it should end up folded like that. And then you do the same thing on the other side. Gosh dang, I need a better camera. And now you should be left with two posts like that you can move like either way. And they might not be the same size, and that doesn't really matter. So we're at the fine-tuning part of this build. And then what I'm trying to do is tuck them in to the side like this, so that when I fold it over like that, they get tucked under with it. But it's not working because I hate paper and it sucks. Okay. There we go, 4 out of 10. So now what you should have is two bipods that kind of go like that. And yeah, now what we're gonna have to do is just kind of fold out their little legs. So you do that by just doing a little outside reverse fold. A little crimp, actually, is what it is. The other one, okay, so if you manage to do that, you should now have a bipod for it. Like that, kind of. I don't know, man. And then all that's left to do is make the barrel. So what you do for that is you make like a small zigzag fold right here, and then you crimp the sides in. So that's half as wide as the other ones. Also, you want to point this tip in, just so it's flat. And then you just fold those bad boys in like that, using the zigzag fold you created, and it should look like that. You fold that sucker in half. And if you somehow manage to follow that, you have made a bootlegged AWP, kind of. I'm actually going to fold over this part a little bit more, so that it's in line with the barrel. Okay. And that is how you make the AWP. Actually, I should probably show it to you like that. I actually probably could have, what I could have done instead was just made this part better and less crappy. But, so this is the sucky part. And a big reason I didn't want to teach these types of ones, because you can see it's way too long. But there's no real way to go back into it other than like folding it in half. Like that. But I guess you just kind of gotta make do. Okay, 4 out of 10. Yeah. I feel like these would do much better in book form. As opposed to video, but if you manage to do that, that is my AWP. It's got a bipod, it can rest. Yeah. I might just upload the whole VOD to my YouTube because I couldn't be more fricked to edit that. But, yeah, that's how you do the AWP. And it's awful because of the instructions that you take to get to it. And usually it looks better because I would go back in and actually make it shorter, but I don't have enough effort to do that. But, yeah. So there you go. Thank you to anyone who actually made it. And sorry it's not that great of a tutorial, but hopefully you can just appreciate it for what it is. Because it's a really hard build. And, yeah. I'll be heading out now. I'm gonna play some Minecraft, probably. So, yeah. Bye.